Hi friends, welcome to this 20-minute practice where we will work on awakening and strengthening the entire body. Drawing yourself to the back end of your mat, and we'll set the knees wide and the big toes touching. Now, towards the end of this practice we'll be bringing ourselves into a supported shoulder stand and inversion, but I will be giving you another option if that's not your jam for your practice today. I invite you to walk your hands forward to the top short edge of your mat and allow your chest to settle to the space in between your legs and your forehead to perhaps settle to the mat. Allowing yourself to focus on your mind and your body and your breath. Inhale, float the rib cage a little higher, and exhale, sink a little lower. Ease in thoughts, ease in the space in the bones of our body. Allowing any thoughts and distractions to drift away, not to settle on our focus. Once again, inhale, raise your heart, and then exhale, settle back down a little lower. This is your time, your practice on the mat. A switch off from any distractions or worries that we might hold. Self-care is not selfish, and it is okay to look after you. Breathing in, lift your gaze between your hands and begin to just shake out your head. Just a little warm up in our neck. Maybe a nod, yes. Raising up onto your fingertips, and we are going to walk our hands across to the outside edge of the left part of our mat. Now your fingertips might walk right off the mat. We're creating curve in our body, and you're stretching through the right side, but your hips stay even and your knees stay forward. Come back to the center and walk across to the opposite side. So take a visual picture of yourself from above and see the curve that you've created in your spine. Coming back to the center, floating onto our knees, set the palms flat under the shoulder line, knees under the hips, a flat back initially, and then we're going to lift the chest and the chin and allow the belly button to lower, and then round your spine like a cat stretching. Inhale, lift the chest and the chin, shine your heart forward, and then exhale, pull up through your diaphragm, rounding your back. Move through cat-cow, matching your breath. The exhale as you round. The inhalation as you lift forward, lowering the spine downwards. Coming back to a flat back. And we're going to take the left shoulder towards our left hip, and also take your gaze in that direction. Coming back to the center, right shoulder, right hip. Repeating again from side to side. Coming back to the middle, curling under the toes, lift away your knees and walk the palms slightly forward at the shoulder line. Hips high, heels low, our first downward facing dog. And then begin to peel out through your feet, taking our dog for a walk. Feel free in this. Allow the hips to sway from side to side. Sitting the heels low once again. And now our next inhalation is going to lift the heels really high as you peel up onto the tops of your toes. And then exhale, send the heels low. Inhale, lifting the heels high. Exhale, send them low. Now this movement we create without changing any of the other shapes in our body. Now lifting the heels high, and also bend your knees this time. And then step forward, left leg, followed by the right between your hands. Halfway lift, long flat back. Exhale as you fold. And then root to rise, swan diving up, palms sitting together overhead, gazing upwards. Exhale, hands to heart, bend your knees, lower the hips, then sweep your arms skywards, Utkatasana chair pose. Hips low. Bring your palms together to your heart and float your heels away from the mat. Hold. Lift the heels a little higher, sweep your arms skywards once again, keep those heels lifted, then set them down and swan dive all the way down to the mat. Forearms crossing, your arms framing the outside of your head, ragdoll. Again, we can shake out the head, loosening up the neck. The weight of our torso is creating a bit of an elongation in our spine, opening the bones in the back. Setting your palms down, then raise up to the fingertips, halfway lift. Exhale as you fold, palms flat, stepping back long to a high plank. Rock forward, lower your body by bending the elbows, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Sweeping your right leg high to the sky, three-legged dog. Bend that knee and glide your leg forward, setting the foot down between your palms, dropping the left knee to the mat. Lift your gaze forward. Low lunge. Curl under the back toes, float away that knee and step your left foot forward to match the right. Fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Palms set together overhead. Swan diving all the way down on your exhalation. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Stepping back long, high plank. Rock forward, lower chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Sweeping your left leg long and high this time. Bend the knee, gliding forward. Set the foot flat between your palms. Right knee drops. Gaze forward, heart lifted. Low lunge. Curl under the back toes, lift your knee, step forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, swan diving out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Palms flat, long step back. Downward facing dog this time. Peel up onto the tops of your toes and wave the spine forward and out, high plank. Rolling across to the outside edge of your right foot, float your left arm high. Now we've come into a side plank, so your right palm needs to be set underneath the shoulder line, both shoulders stacked. Keep the hips lifted. Always an option to drop your bottom knee down onto the mat. Float the left palm back down, come back to your center and move across to the outside edge of your left foot. Right arm reaching high. That bottom palm set under the shoulder line. Setting your palm down, come back to the center. Rock forward on your toes. Engage your core, bend your arms, lower chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Great job. Right leg sweeps high to the sky, and this time bend the knee with a flex foot, draw that heel in towards your back, stacking right hip over left, and straighten out your right leg and send your hip bones evenly back down towards your mat before you bring the right foot through to the inside of the palms. Sweep your arms skywards, high lunge, Anjananasana. Set your back foot down to a 45-degree angle, shoulders over the hips. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Lean forward so your right forearm sets to the thigh, or perhaps you allow that hand to drop to the inside arch of your right foot. Extended side angle. Push the floor away through the soles of your feet, resetting your warrior two. And then gliding into our peaceful warrior, left palm to the outside of the leg, right arm sweeping up overhead. Cartwheeling all the way forward and down. Stepping back, high plank, lower chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Again, great job. Left leg sweeps high to the ceiling. Bend the knee, heel towards that back. Stacking your hips. Straightening out your leg, even the hip bones out. Left foot glides forward between your palms. Sweeping high. Right foot sets flat to the mat, heel on a 45, warrior two. Front knee stays over the ankle as we tilt forward. Forearm can rest to the thigh, or the hand can drop to the inside arch of the foot, but keep those fingertips just hovering above the mat. Engage the side of your body, engage your core. Sweep up, Virabhadrasana 2, and then take our travel across into our peaceful warrior. Keep space between your chin and your chest. Cartwheeling all the way forward and down. Stepping back, high plank, bend the elbows lower. Glide forward, shining your heart. Hips high, heels low, downward facing dog. Come to the balls of the feet. And we're going to set the knees down to the mat, crossing the ankles over behind us. Lengthening the legs out long, ankles and knees together, feet flexed. Straight spine, Dandasana, staff pose. Sweep your arms up overhead. And we're going to ease ourselves into a forward fold. So come halfway and then reset tall. Exhale as you come forward and down just a little more. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you fold. Perhaps this time wrapping your hands around the soles of the feet. Around your calf muscles, all the palms can set to the mat. Keep a groundedness and a drawing down through your heels, the calf muscles and the underneath of your thighs. As we breathe through space in the parts of our body where we feel tension, breathe the space away, breathe that tension away. Lift your gaze and we're hooking the first fingers around our big toes. Bend the elbows out and away. And lower your chest and your head in between your arms. Now hooking our toes can actually give you a little bit more access and freedom coming into this forward fold. Here's my little cat, Makoto. There's always one cat that wanders in. I'm going to shift the sit bones forward. Rolling down, make sure you have enough room behind you to roll all the way down. Arms at the sides of the body and take your left leg and cross it over so your ankle sets above and to the outside of your right knee. Bye, Makoto. Float your right foot up and away and thread your hands through so they wrap around the shin, hugging the legs to the body. And another option is to place your palms behind the back of that thigh as you lengthen and straighten your right leg, flexed foot. Bending in again, hands back to the shin, hugging a little closer. Keep your left knee opening out and away from your chest. Settling that foot down, and let's travel over to the opposite side. Firstly, opening that right knee out and away from the body before we float the left foot away. Thread your needle, perhaps you stay here, or wrap the hands behind the thigh, lengthening that leg. Hugging a little closer. If it's the only hug we get today, let's make it a really good one. Hopefully you're getting hugs all over the place. Allow that foot to settle down to the mat. Palms flat and reach your fingertips for your heels. Keep the arms locked in close by the sides of the body. Feet hip distance apart and lift the spine up and away, and roll your shoulders underneath, interlacing your fingertips. Bridge pose. Now this is the option that you can take when we come into our supported shoulder stand, if you don't feel like it's your thing for today. And there's nothing wrong with doing 2 bridge poses. Allow the spine to settle back down to the mat. Bring your arms overhead into a stop sign and windscreen wiper your knees from side to side. Coming back to the center, wrap your hands around your shins. Oh, there's another hug. So we are getting more hugs today. Take your hands to the inside of your legs, wrapping around the arches of your feet. Bend your knees up towards your armpits. A happy baby. You can allow a little rock and a roll from side to side through your spine. And letting go. Arms at the sides of the body. Bring the feet up and away, curling the knees in towards the chest, and use momentum to let the hips rise away from the mat and your palms plant to the back. Your thumbs are wrapped around towards your belly button and your fingertips stay placed towards the middle of your spine. Now we can stay here in our supported shoulder stand or come into our plow pose, halasana. And that is lengthening the legs long overhead so the toes set above the crown of your head. The arms can reach long, palms flat, or interlace your fingertips again. And we always travel out of our more complex pose with the way that we moved into it. So we'll come out in stages. And the first will be, if you've drawn into plow pose, to lift the legs high again with the palms set to the back, drawing back to shoulder stand. Bend your knees in towards your forehead, roll the spine back down to the mat, and lengthen your legs out long, ankles and knees together. Lift the bottom muscles away so your palms are underneath, and we're going to lift the chest and the chin towards the sky. Open your throat. Fish pose, flexing your feet. Drawing the chest back inwards and downwards. The hands glide out from underneath. Let the legs fall open, palms face up. We inhale, we exhale. Inhale energy, exhale anything that no longer serves you. Bring the soles of the feet flat to the mat once again, knees together, and set your knees over the hips. And we're going to drop the legs across to the right side, knees and ankles together. Lift the arms up towards the shoulder line. A little supine twist just to bring out any tension in that lower back. Float the knees back to the center before you allow them to travel over to the opposite side. Aim to keep your shoulder blades connected to the mat. Once again, drawing back to the center. Lengthen your legs out, space between your feet, toes falling away from each other, palms facing up. Inhale, exhale. I hope this practice has left you feeling awakened, strengthened, released. It's been my pleasure to lead you through the practice. Namaste, love and light. My name is Larissa, and I hope to see you again on your mat. And I hope that you have a wonderful day, evening, enjoy peace, space, body and mind.